Hi guys, this is Michelle and I am back with my 11-week update. Can you believe it? Okay, so let's see, before my surgery, I started a 6-month supervised weight loss program in May of 2016. At the start of that program, I was 286.8 pounds. Then on January 4th of 2017, I had surgery, VSG, at Banner Gateway Medical Center here in Arizona. My surgeon was Dr. Albert Chin. On the day of surgery, I was 251.8 pounds. And today, let me read this. Today, I was 221 pounds, 221.2. So that is a loss of 65.6 pounds since I started the whole process in May, and a loss of 30.6 pounds since surgery. And since last week, it is a loss of 4.6 pounds. Wow. That is the biggest loss that I've had since week 2. So I am very, very pleased with that. Now, there are probably a couple of reasons that contributed to that loss this week. One of them is exercise. I keep forgetting to mention exercise. I mentioned a couple of weeks ago that I had started walking on my treadmill. Well, I'm still doing that. So it is my intention to start Pilates and using these resistance bands that I bought, but I haven't done that yet. But what I have been doing is consistently working out, consistently walking on my treadmill. So I have been doing that 5 or 6 days a week. Because of my foot pain, when I first started off, I was only walking for 10 minutes and I could only do 2 miles per hour. However, something kind of amazing happened. Now I'm able to walk longer and at a higher speed, which I didn't expect that because, if it wasn't for my foot pain, I could walk a faster speed because, that's based on your cardiovascular fitness, whether or not you're able to do that. And so it's like, well, I already could walk a faster speed if it wasn't for my foot. So I expected that my speed would stay the same because my foot is staying the same. Does that make sense? However, it seems like over time as I've been doing this, the more I do it, even with my foot, I'm able to increase my speed and increase my time. So now, like as of today, I'm up to doing 20 minutes and I'm walking at 2.4 miles per hour, which is still slow, but I'll take it. I will take it. The other thing that I'm doing is while I'm on the treadmill, I'm also holding hand weights. So right now it's 5-pound weights. And so for the whole time that I'm on the treadmill, I am not allowed to set the weights down. And then while I'm holding on to the weights, then I'm doing all these arm exercises like, I'm doing bicep curls and shoulder lifts. I don't know what the names of these things are, but I've had gym memberships a million times, so I know all these different arm exercises that you can do. So I just go through the routines over and over and over again, and then when I get tired, I just keep holding on to the weights, as I'm walking. And so because of that, all of my arm waving, it actually gets my heart rate up. So it's like, even though I'm not walking fast enough to get my heart rate up, because I'm using the weights and doing all this stuff, for some reason that gets my heart rate up. And so I have been enjoying it. It feels so good to be able to get my heart rate up and just to feel like I'm doing some type of exercise. It has helped my mood, and physically it has been making me feel better. So along those same lines, let me talk about my foot pain. So I finished those laser treatments a few weeks ago, and at first I was disappointed. I wanted to feel more of a result from it. But it looks like, even though I'm not getting the laser anymore, the results seem to be progressing even without the treatment. So I've noticed that like when I'm walking my dogs, for example, that probably about 75% of the pain is gone. So that's fantastic. And maybe that's also why I can walk on the treadmill faster. But it seems like it's improving like day by day. I don't know. It's really weird. So at first when I was walking on the treadmill for 10 minutes, it would hurt, but it just didn't hurt additionally. Like if I were to walk faster than that or walk longer than that, then it would really hurt. And today I've just noticed that it's not hurting at all, as long as I stick to the speed and to the time that I'm doing currently. So I am very, 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 very pleased with that. I mean, it's like I wonder if I'll be able to get up to 30 minutes. I mean, I don't know what might happen next with my foot. So I'm very happy with the direction that it is going. I'm so excited. Now, the funny thing is that the treadmill is different than outside. I still can't walk very fast. If I try to increase my speed outside, that hurts. I made the mistake a couple of times now. Even just accidentally picking up my speed, like if you're walking across the street and, cars are like looking at me like, why can't she walk faster? Because, you can't tell that there's anything wrong with me by looking at me. So they're like looking at me like, why can't she hurry? And so sometimes I try to rush across the street because I feel bad, and that's always a mistake for me to do that. So it hasn't necessarily changed what I can do outside, but it's changing what I can do on my treadmill, and that's good enough. I mean, whatever, I don't care. So I think that is one really good reason it's probably the main reason for my numbers. The other thing is maybe my calories. My calories have been a little bit higher. I've said many times before, I think my body loses better with more calories. And so every time I increase my calories, my weight decreases more. This past week, I averaged 905 calories for the week. My protein was 75 grams of protein on average, and my net carbs were 40. So, my doctor's goal, they don't have a calorie goal for me. Their goal is only a protein goal, which is 65 to 80 grams of protein, and then a carb goal, which is net carbs less than 50. I want to talk about some NSVs, because I never talk about those very much. I've noticed, let me see. How do I say this? When I bought this house, about a year and a half ago. And one of the things that I loved about this house was my master bathroom shower. It's gorgeous. It's all stone. And what I didn't notice until I took my first shower was just how tiny the shower was. I mean, it was so tiny. I was like, I want to return my house just because of how tiny the shower was. I would have to open the door of the shower just so I could bend down to wash my legs or to shave my legs. Very tiny. And so I have noticed, over time as I've been losing weight, that of course the shower is roomier and roomier. But what I hadn't noticed until yesterday, just for some reason it was very clear in my mind, it reminded me that I forgot that when I did wash my legs and my feet, that I did those all separately because of the amount of energy it took and how it felt. So it's like I would bend down and I would wash one leg and then I would stand back up and rest or do something else and then do the other leg, and then I would wait and then wash my feet, and then on the bottoms of my feet I would do that and rest in between. I don't know how long I've been doing this, but it was only yesterday that I realized that I bent down easily and I washed both of my legs and I washed both of my feet while I was still down there, and then it was like, oh. And I was like, wait a minute, how long have I been doing that? That's an NSV. Also here in Arizona, in the master bedrooms, the toilets almost always are in their own little tiny room. And so, my little toilet room is very small, and I always am touching or bumping the toilet paper holder. And I've just noticed recently how much room I have in that tiny room. And so, yeah, those are just some little small NSVs. My labs. So, I had an appointment with my regular physician to have my lab tests done, and she did everything: thyroid, cholesterol, all of the different vitamins, blood glucose, everything that you can do. I can't even think of whatever. Everything was tested, and every single thing, everything was normal. And so I am very, very happy about that. My vitamin D level, which before surgery had been running very low, I had had it tested previously twice and it was low, is solidly in the range, like probably a little higher than it even needs to. I mean, it's not higher than normal, but whatever. It's up there a lot. And so I am just so happy that all my tests are fantastic. So that's good. I had told her how I had stopped my blood pressure medication, and she was telling me about how, a lot of people, of course, after the surgery do have problems with their blood pressure, especially with the blood pressure medication that I was taking, because I was taking a beta blocker, which decreases your heart rate also, in addition to decreasing your blood pressure. And she's like, yeah, especially people have problems with that and the dizziness and the things that I was experiencing. And I have not had any episodes of dizziness either since my last one a few weeks ago. So since stopping the blood pressure medication, no dizziness. Let's see. I wanted to quickly talk about a few things that I've tried this past week. I did try popcorn for the first time, and I weighed out my 1 ounce, and even though supposedly it's a slighter food, I was full after the 1 ounce of popcorn. I actually couldn't even imagine eating more than that. So I don't know if that happens later, that it becomes more of a slighter food, but for me, I was completely satisfied after having 1 ounce. I also tried wine for the first time because I really, really love wine. And so I've been hoping that I was going to be able to tolerate it. And so I tried it at home for the first time. And I did notice in the past I really like red wine. And when I tried a glass of my favorite red wine, it tasted very strong to me and very heavy. It made me very sleepy, but other than feeling sleepy, I was fine. And so I'm glad to know that, that I'm okay with alcohol. Okay. The other thing is that I have some exciting things coming up. So next week I am going to be going out to dinner with some friends for the first time. So I've gone out to dinner with family. Now this will be the first time going out to dinner with friends, which is one of the reasons why I tested alcohol to see, because I plan on having a glass of wine with my friends, and so I wanted to make sure that I was going to be able to tolerate that. And I've already been studying the menu of the restaurant that we're going to, because I picked the restaurant. And I already have like 3 different things already picked out. And I will show you guys pictures later on Instagram if you follow me there, of what I choose and how much I'm able to eat and all that stuff. The other thing is that I have a very big milestone coming up. And if you ever look into my description box, you will probably be able to guess. I'm going to wait until I actually achieve that milestone before I mention it to you guys. And also, I have a giveaway coming up, and so stay tuned for details of that. And I guess that's all I'm going to talk about. Let's see if we can make this pretty short. I've noticed that I got some new subscribers, so thank you everyone for all my old and new subscribers. Thank you for watching. I have another March Munchies video that I will be releasing in a few days. And everyone just have a really good week. Bye.